Herschel damn Walker strikes again. Another woman claiming Herschel Walker not only took care of her abortion, but drove her to the actual abortion clinic. Now remember, the reason why this is even a news story is because Herschel Walker says if a woman engages in her right of choice, her freedom of choice as it relates to her own body, she is committing murder. He even says that if a 10-year-old is physically violated by an adult, that 10-year-old must still bear that fetus to full term. That's what he says. But his actions are contrary to his own sentiment. So let's first go to the video. Here it is.
Herschel Walker says he is against women having abortions, but he pressured me to have one. I am coming forward now because I saw Herschel deny the allegations by another woman who claimed that he had paid for her abortion. And particularly, I saw him state that the woman's claims were not true because he never signed any cards using the letter H. I knew that was not true because he had often signed letters to me using H. I really didn't know what to do. I was confused, uncertain, and scared. After discussing the pregnancy with Herschel several times, he encouraged me to have an abortion and gave me the money to do so. I went to a clinic in Dallas, but I simply couldn't go through with it. I left the clinic in tears. When I told Herschel what had happened, he was upset and said that he was going to go back with me to the clinic the next day for me to have the abortion. He then drove me to the clinic the following day and waited for hours in the parking lot until I came out. He then drove me to get medications and supplies as prescribed, and then drove me home. I was devastated because I felt that I had been pressured into having an abortion. After the abortion, I felt that Herschel began distancing himself from me. I fled Dallas within days after the abortion and did not go back to even visit for the next 15 years because I was so traumatized by what Herschel had put me through.
Herschel Walker, while coercing others to exercise their freedom of choice, besmirches those same women in his public political proclamations today. There's more. The woman who has been identified by attorney Gloria Allred as Jane Doe during a news conference Wednesday claimed Walker had pressured her into getting an abortion after she learned she was pregnant. This was April 1993. She says she preferred to remain anonymous for fear of reprisals against herself, her family, and her livelihood. The woman said Walker, former NFL star, drove her to an abortion clinic, paid for her to have an abortion after she became pregnant as a result of the 6-year relationship with him in the early 90s. Walker was living with his wife at the time in Dallas, where he played for the Cowboys, okay? Now here's the dynamic that's interesting. He's not going to tell the truth about any of his historical conduct. It's not going to happen. Because according to his own philosophy, he engaged in murder. That's according to him, all right? Now, I believe in a woman's right to choose. I think it is abuse by way of policy to deny that right to women and also young girls. However, Herschel Walker has a different stance. And those who support him in the GOP, are they concerned about these issues? Of course not. All right, let's go to the next video. Here it is.
This is a photo of Herschel Walker in our client's hotel room on the bed. Again, this is Minnesota.
Yesterday, Walker was joined by Senator Lindsey Graham, and here's what happened.
Well, I'm gonna just say right now, guys, I'm done with this foolishness. I've already told people this is a lie, and I'm not gonna entertain to continue to carry a lie alone. And I also want to let you know I didn't kill JFK either. And right now they sent one out after he got crushed at that debate. Now the Democrats are doing say whatever they can to win this seat. But I want them to know they don't know Herschel Walker. They don't know that I'm from Wrightsville, Georgia, and I'm going to win this seat. I told them when I got in this race I'm going to win it, and they now see that I am going to win it. So I just want you guys to know that this right here, that right now I'm winning this seat. So I think that Senator Warnock seems to not like me too hot, does he? But I think he voted for me.
Now, according to those who support Herschel Walker and Walker himself, this is just a political ploy. These are liberals, Democrats coming against him. This is all about partisan politics. But ironically, the woman making allegation against him now is actually a member of the GOP. Here it is.
I am a registered independent, and I voted for Donald Trump in both elections. I do not believe that Herschel is morally fit to be a US senator. And that is the reason why I am speaking up and providing proof.
Let me give you a brief recap of the previous allegation and remind you that leaked emails from his own campaign staff says that he is unfit. He has no capacity to become a US senator. That comes from his own team. All right, the first allegation, if you remember, from the mother of one of Walker's children involved a receipt from an abortion clinic and a check signed by Walker. Walker has told NBC News that he gave a $700 check to a former partner in 2009, but he denied allegations that the money was used to pay for an abortion. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump claimed, all right, this is in another update from Trump. Trump is claiming that election fraud took place and that people voted 28 times against him. All right, former President Donald Trump claimed that some people voted up to 28 times on election day in 2020 to deny him re-election. The former president, who did not say where the number came from, made the claim during an interview on Monday, podcast called Rumble. Fascinating. Let me tell you why these things connect. Do you really believe that individuals like maybe Lindsey Graham believes Trump is telling the truth? Do you think he believes Walker is telling the truth? Do you think members of the Republican Party are actually believing the lies of these men? No, they don't. They don't care about the truth. It is not a concern. They care about the spin, the narrative. They care about those who may believe it, those who will accept it, or those who will simply wink, nod, and let it pass. All of the lies are connected to one common element: power. Their true ideology, their true political party, and their true values has nothing to do with your values. It has to do with power. That is the common theme with all of these lies: power. All right, David, thoughts here.
You took my words right out of my mouth. It's not about truth. It's not about principles. It's about power, getting power, maintaining power. And the fact of the matter is, if Republicans were up against a Democrat, and the Democrat had several children out of wedlock, and there were claims that the Democrat had pressured women into abortions, can you imagine the uproar from the Right to Life crowd and how angry they would be? They would have the pitchforks. They would say, this person is unfit to be a human being. But because this is Herschel Walker, because it's a Republican, oh, well, these are just lies. We can just sort of let it pass. And it doesn't really matter what happened then. It only matters how he feels now. Well, that's total hypocrisy. But that is what the Republican Party stands for these days.
Very well said.